Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It gives me great pleasure to welcome all of you once again to this important initiative that we've launched as a Sasol organization. I was looking for my iPad. Luckily, no one has decided to take it, so I found it where I left it. So as I read from my iPad, it's because I want to make sure that I'm consistent in the message that I'm sharing with you. So it's important that you please bear with me as I do so. I think as to start the program, one needs to make sure that you always support the people who make such events a possibility. And perhaps you don't give recognition enough to the people who sit behind the scenes, people you don't see, people you don't perhaps know by name, and some of them you would not have met. But it's important that we appreciate and acknowledge these people, and therefore to our partners who are filming and making this event a reality, a special word of thanks to you in making this a success. Thank you to our Sasol colleagues who also spent incredible days and nights in making sure that you put this package together. It is greatly appreciated. To the speakers who have been lined up, I also want to extend a special word of thanks to you for sparing us your time and allowing us to come and enjoy this beautiful day with us, because we see it as a beautiful day. So colleagues, you would have known that in the past, I think it was widely publicized, that Sasol has been going through a little bit of a difficult time financially. We've gone through an organizational redesign. We have laid off people in the process. Others took voluntary packages. But the point is, notwithstanding those financial challenges and problems that we've been experiencing as an organization, there's one area of our intervention that we did not let down on. We did not let down or give away the opportunity to do what is socially correct. By this, I mean us ensuring that we provide investments, we provide resources to support our emerging companies, particularly in the areas where we operate. So it has been a very great moment for us to achieve those results, notwithstanding the challenges that the organization has been facing. So today is another example of such commitment from an organizational perspective that, notwithstanding COVID and other related challenges, we would continue to provide support to our enterprises that we seek to develop for inclusion in our own business, but to also enable them to diversify and venture into other areas. When I spoke to you the last time when we launched our Build to Last series, those who were participating would remember that I was calling from home. I'm sure my voice is a bit different today than what it was then. It was because of COVID. I was recovering, I was about 2 weeks recovering from COVID. And ladies and gentlemen, this pandemic is a reality. It is said that we have a few uptake of people wanting to be vaccinated. As an organization, we are very clear and we respect each and every person's human right, the right to choose, but we would encourage, as we do to all our employees, that you as an extended community of our organization to please ensure that you make the right choices, and in this case, we would urge that the right choice would be to vaccinate yourself and your loved ones. Many of us have recovered from this disease, as I said. Unfortunately, many of our families, friends, parents, etc., have not made it out of this pandemic. So it is important that we try and vaccinate as best as we can. Some of you who are based in the Secunda environment, we will be running our September shutdown in a month's time, would be hearing that we insist on people coming to site to be vaccinated. And that's simply because the Secunda shutdown attracts about, or has about 28,000 or so people in the plant at any particular moment. Now, surely you'd agree with us that it becomes a spreader event, and we therefore need to make sure that we protect you, those who come to the plant, their extended families, in making sure that we do not spread the disease any further. But if you choose not to vaccinate, it's still your preference, it's still your choice. We would, however, insist that you then produce a medical indication that you've been tested for COVID every time you need to visit the plant or you are called upon to work. So ladies and gentlemen, Today is the second chapter of our Build to Last series of engagements, of webinars. It's called Opportunity to Improve. As Ntsiki has said, it is about how you improve yourself, and there's an exciting program lined up for you. I would not repeat a lot of what Ntsiki has said, but it's important that we take this as an advantage to improve. Today is simply a continuation from where we started. It is about making sure that we provide those much needed guidance and resources to you to help you become the best in what you do. I trust that your engagement with us in the previous seminar has resulted in better usage and improvement of your own businesses. So I look forward to active participation from yourselves in this regard, but highlighting just one or two of the most important events for the day is that it being a Women's Month that we're celebrating, there's an exciting program we're launching today that focuses on women in the engineering space. Our Executive Vice President would be talking to you about that later on. So it gives me great pleasure to be continuously, through the team, finding innovative ways of engaging and bringing people into our business processes. And please stay for that program announcement because it promises to be quite an interesting one. We did not just end in such initiatives. We are part of a bigger community, we are a part of a bigger society. The unrest that we saw in KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng recently have left us shocked, they've left us disturbed, and we felt the pain of our SMEs to say, how do they survive from this? If big corporates like us are suffering from such intervening events, how much so for smaller entities like yourselves? We then went through the great initiative from Linkage, who's our partner in some of the programs we run. We partnered with them, and I think it was publicized in the news, that we would want to adopt some of the SMEs who have gone through some of these challenges and see how we can assist them in whatever need is needed to rebuild their businesses. So it doesn't matter what situations we are faced with. As an organization, we take pride in being proactive, in looking at opportunities all the time, and therefore making sure that our partners and stakeholders continue to be supported. So I would not be long today, ladies and gentlemen, and as I close, I'd like to pick up on what Ntsiki has said. She spoke about this Women's Month being the month where we choose to challenge. Now, there's two things that I'd like to leave with you today, where I'd like you to choose to challenge. It has been shocking and nerve-wracking as I was driving here this morning to listen on the radio about the statistics on the number of children who have been impregnated in Gauteng this year since the beginning of the COVID pandemic. It is shocking numbers. I think it's 23 or 26,000. Now, sadly, it is so sad that some of these kids are as young as 10 years old. It is unimaginable how anybody can do such a thing to a child. I'm calling upon you to choose to challenge this social ill that is ravaging our country. Choose to challenge the engagement of young boys and young girls and teaching them about, unfortunately, very difficult subject. We need to talk to our kids about sex and the education and what it brings as a challenge to them. My famous challenge to you has always been, do not sell your soul. I repeatedly, and will always do so, ask you to choose to challenge fronting as a scourge. Please do not sell your soul to anyone. It is not worth it. Choose to challenge. Don't be quiet. We've got platforms within our organization. If you see that people we are doing business with are not doing so in an ethical way, you are more than welcome to lodge that through our ethics line, which is treating matters confidentially. So I'd like you to please enjoy the session, please participate, but most importantly, give us feedback. We need to know what we are doing is helping you. We need to know how to improve so we can continuously, as we have committed ourselves to continuously providing you support and we will do so. Nsiki, in closing, there's a famous Zulu, I don't know what you call it in English, but it's a saying that watinta bafaz, watinti mbogodo. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you.